Rule number one, make a great first impression because presentation is everything. I never thought I'd say this. I've been on Etsy for over 10 years and I never thought I'd say this, but you need to have a beautiful landing page. You need to have a beautiful Etsy shop. And I think you need to consider your Etsy shop as a storefront, a digital storefront for your business. Now, if you saw if you were walking down the street with your family or your friends and you walked by a store that had the ugliest sign, and let's substitute the term and the word sign for your Etsy cover image. Well, if you saw a cover image that was poorly put together, it would kind of turn you off, right? It would probably turn you off the same way a disorganized store at the mall would as well. People judge things by its cover. And I know we say don't judge a book by its cover, but most people do. And when it comes to Etsy, you don't want people just landing on your page. You want people to be engaged. So the first thing I need you to do is to take another look at your cover image and ask yourself, is this the best that I can do? If not, I need you to go back to the drawing board because this is your first impression. This is the first thing your customers are going to see. And we want to make that a very strong one, okay? So this is a really great cover image. It's really easy to follow. My student has been featured in magazines, so she's including that in her cover image. I highly recommend that you include any magazine or blog's logo with their consent that you've ever been featured in as well, because it adds to your credibility. And make no mistake about it, people will judge you by your shop's cover image. Now, the next thing you want to do is take a look at your shop's icon. Your icon image really should just have your logo or something very compelling that is relevant to your brand. Think about your brand, not about your product, okay? Products typically go into your cover image or your cover photo. You can include photos of your product, or you can include photos that are relevant to your overall brand, like this shop has done. And then you can include your shop's logo. I want you to think about colors, and I want you to make sure that whatever cover image you use flows nicely with your shop's logo, and it also flows nicely with the other items in your shop. Okay, so when someone goes through your shop, they should have, without clicking anything, without reading anything, they should be able to look at the photos, look at the logo, look at your featured items, and know exactly what is being sold here. They should know exactly what's here. They should know what you're about without even having to read anything. Why? Because people don't like to read. People just want to know that you have what they want. And the first thing, and I promise you, the first thing that people look at is your cover image. They might take a peek at your picture if you have a profile picture. Then they might scroll down and take a look at what's going on in your featured area. And then in most cases, they're going to start searching for what they want or looking for what they want. We don't want to increase the likelihood of a click away, right? We want them to click through. So we're going to have to increase that click-through rate by creating engaging banners. Now, I will also say that when Christmas comes around, please update your banners. When fall comes around, get a really nice fall theme going. Every season that comes up should bring forth a new theme in your shop's overall branding. So this is a great example of just simple branding, nice and clean, playing around with photos. This can be accomplished in Photoshop. I love Photoshop. Adobe Illustrator. I love Adobe Illustrator. PicMonkey. Meh. And Canva. Meh. Both of those are okay, Canva and PicMonkey, if you want to go on the cheap side. But as someone who is now an entrepreneur, a business owner, it is time to check out Photoshop tutorials and Adobe Illustrator tutorials, because it will do wonders for your branding and for your business. And it's amazing to see sellers with no graphic design background come onto those platforms like Etsy and dominate by teaching themselves how to create their own branding and how to do it themselves rather than spending that overhead cost of hiring someone else. So I want you to start thinking about how you can learn these skills yourself. And I hate to do a shameless plug, but if you head over to Trisha Taylor Creative, so my name with creative at the end, on YouTube. Just type that in and you'll get my YouTube channel, and I have lots of tutorials that are available for free that you can check out so that you can start thinking about branding, mocking things up, putting things together, and creating your ideal cover image. So there are lots of resources out there. You should never run your shop with an ugly cover image and banner. So the next thing you want to consider is a photo. Now, my rule of thumb is if you don't feel comfortable using a photo of yourself or a headshot, I need you to pick flowers, pick an element, pick something that will help you to look great, right? So my student has chosen a bouquet of flowers as her profile image. Whatever you do, do not leave it blank. People don't like the blank ones. People want to see some sort of photo in there, and you don't necessarily need to have your full name, but you can have your first name and you'll be good to go, okay?